The Art of Racing in the Rain was first a best-selling novel and now a major motion picture, opening in theaters tomorrow, August 9th. Well, it stars Milo Ventimiglia, Amanda Seyfried, and the voice of Kevin Costner as Enzo, the dog. Our executive producer, Risa Frisky, sat down with Garth Stein, author of The Art of Racing in the Rain, to learn more about the book, the movie, and the characters he created. Take a look.
So 3.5 years on the bestseller list.
That's right, 161 weeks.
That's crazy.
Gotta do the math.
You did the math.
Yeah.
You're really good at math too. He's writing, you can write and you can do math.
No, it's in the New York Times. They do the math for you.
Even better. So what do you attribute to the success of this, the longevity?
I don't know. You know, there's obviously, it's a book that it has cars, which everyone loves cars, and it's got dogs. Everyone loves dogs. It's got relationships. It's got humor. It's got tragedy. You know, there's highs and lows. And so what do we attribute it to? Over the years, all I can think is that the voice of Enzo is something, who's the narrator of the book and is the dog of the book, is this compelling voice that people just feel attached to. They love Enzo. They want to hear more of Enzo's opinions. He's a very opinionated dog. He's got a lot of judgment, and sometimes he's right and sometimes he's not so right. But we love him so much, we're always going to take his side and say, no, he's definitely right. So
absolutely. And you know, he's different. This is really cool about this book and the movie. So he's different in the book. I mean, he's a different breed.
Different kind of dog, yeah.
And then in the movie, he's a golden.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then across the country, he's different on every book cover.
Yeah.
He's different, and that's important to you.
Well, when I was writing the book, I didn't want to be too specific about what he looked like, because I knew people who, first of all, I kind of knew already that dog people are crazy. I don't know if you knew this. They are so passionate. Yes. They're so passionate about their dogs, right? And so I knew that they all wanted to kind of populate the book with, you know, when you read a book, you imagine who's playing what and what act, maybe an actor, you put an actor in a part. Well, with a dog, the same thing, and people want to use their own dog in there. So I gave some loose description of him and like a little bit of a breed, but he's not quite sure even what he is. And so, but they make a movie out of it, you know, they have to use a dog.
And you just told me an interesting fact in the green room that the dog that's on the original book cover has a Denver dog.
That's right.
On the cover, his name is Buddy?
Buddy the dog from Denver, yes. Buddy was kind of a pup when 11 years ago, or 10 years ago when the paperback came out, and now Buddy's, you know, 11 years old. And it's fun, though, because I'm friendly with his family, and when I come into an event at my favorite bookstore, the Tattered Cover, oftentimes Buddy will make a surprise visit, so it's always good to see Buddy.
It's really cool. Let's move from the book into the film. Mm-hmm. You were on set for some of the production. You got to kind of collaborate a little with the director. Your three sons actually have extra roles. They're in one of the race scenes.
Yeah, in the pit stop.
So how was the process taking the book to the big screen?
Well, they didn't. I wasn't really that involved in it because you know they have their own ways of doing things, and they had great screenwriter Mark Baumbach doing the screenplay, and you know I think they were a little concerned that I was only going to cost them money if I got involved because I would be like, oh no, it has to be a 150-foot tower, not just a little 10-foot tower, you know, and suddenly the producer's like going, he's killing me. So I kind of stayed clear of it, which was fine for me. And what was fun is going up to visit the set and meeting the stars. They treated us really nice. My 89-year-old grandmother, my mother who's 89, I brought her up. It was in Vancouver because I live in Seattle. And they treated us super nice, and it was just a lot of fun. My boys, I have 3 sons, 23, 20, and 12, and they're not impressed by much. They were impressed by visiting the set. So, you know, finally their old man did something, you know, legitimate, right?
Let's dig into the characters really quickly.
Yeah.
So, Denny, just tell me about him.
Imagine Milo Ventimiglia as a race car driver. He embodies Denny. You know, he's a steadfast guy. He applies his techniques of becoming successful on the racetrack to his personal life. Balance, anticipation, patience. That's how he lives his life. He's always looking for his opportunity. In racing, you can't rush things. If you try to force the situation, that's when you're going to end up in trouble. And Denny always manages to use his balance and his patience to kind of wait for his moment to act. In a sense, if you look at the book on a more like literary level, I would say that Denny, the character, and Enzo, the dog, are sort of alter egos of each other. Together, they make a perfect character. And since Enzo is more impulsive and he just wants to, he's rash and he's spirited and he's judgmental and he just wants to get things done. At some point in the story, both in the book and in the movie, he says, I just want to go get little Zoe and we're going to steal away, we're going to drive up to Canada and escape and go do some, there's a great Formula One race up there, we can go visit. You know, Denny doesn't want, he's more rational than that, right?
Yeah.
So together they make sort of the perfect person. So in a way they couldn't exist without each other.
This book has love, it has loss. It's a message of perseverance and getting through and continuing through your life. How did that guide you? Why is the racing in the rain a guiding principle for this book?
When you go racing, and I raced for a number of years with Sports Car Club of America, I drove a Spec Miata. When you go racing, they say, the first thing they say to you is, listen, we don't care whose fault it is if there's an incident on the racetrack. It doesn't matter whose fault it is. We don't have time to adjudicate every incident that happens. You fix the damage to your car, the other driver fixes the damage to his or her car, and we don't care whose fault it was. Whereas in our world here on the streets outside in Denver, we're always, blaming, you cut me off, you made me do this, you took that turn too tight, and so we're always, assessing blame. In racing, you're not allowed to assess blame, and therefore that falls away, and you're relying on yourself. So self-reliance is a big theme in this book, which is, it doesn't matter how you got where you are. The question is, how are you going to better your position on the racetrack? And if you want to take the racetrack and make it a metaphor for life, hint, hint, it works, right?
I appreciate you taking the time to come down.
It's my pleasure.
This is so exciting. Garth Stein, everyone, the author of The Art of Racing in the Rain. Go see the movie, go get the book. And this is so exciting. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time.
My pleasure.
Thanks for that great interview, Risa. The Art of Racing in the Rain opens in theaters tomorrow, and the book is available wherever books are sold. You can see the full interview with Garth Stein on our Facebook and YouTube pages. Just search Colorado and Company. Learn more online at foxmovies.com or garthstein.com.